What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to the latest Liverpool transfer news video. And Jacob Steinberg and Sasha Tavlieri and other journalists are reporting that Liverpool have agreed a whopping £60 million deal to sign Romeo Lavia from Southampton, but they are reporting that Liverpool must convince Lavia to choose them over Chelsea, because I think Lavia is pretty upset that Liverpool abandoned the bidding war for Lavia and we went and tried to sign Caicedo. Liverpool should have completed this deal weeks ago. We knew Southampton's asking price, and yet when we sold Fabinho and Henderson, we waited weeks and weeks and weeks and we still fell short of Southampton's asking price. Our last bid was 46 million, and then when we sensed Caicedo was available, and I think Caicedo's agent played Liverpool as well, because Caicedo's agent signaled to Liverpool that his client would be interested in joining him, but that was probably just to get a better contract from Chelsea. And by the way, why aren't journalists up in arms complaining about what Chelsea are doing? Because Chelsea are trying to sign Lavia on top of signing Caicedo for 150 million, on top of signing Michael Olise from Crystal Palace, and they are offering Caicedo an 8 plus 1 year contract, so 9-year contract, £250,000 per week. That's why Caicedo chose Chelsea instead of Liverpool. He's a mercenary. He wanted double the wages. The agent is getting a big fat paycheck as well. And the similar thing could happen with Lavia as well. If Chelsea offer Lavia a 7 plus 1 year contract, and if Chelsea offer ridiculous wages to Lavia and also a big signing bonus for the agent as well, then Lavia might choose Chelsea, even though it was Liverpool who was Lavia's first choice all throughout the summer, until of course we went and bid for Caicedo and abandoned the talks with Lavia. Lavia was in London celebrating with close family the fact that he's leaving Southampton and joining a really big club. And at that time, only Chelsea was at the negotiating table, so Lavia thought he's going to Chelsea. But now that Liverpool are in the picture, I'm really hoping that Liverpool can get this deal over the line. And now Liverpool have massive regrets of not completing this Lavia deal earlier. Why were we faffing around for 3 weeks when we could have gotten Lavia for 50 million and it would have been happily joining, and we would have had a defensive midfielder already in the team for pre-season? I just don't understand how Liverpool are operating. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below, and leave a like on this video if you enjoy this. Subscribe. Thank you so much for 138,000 subscribers. Keep the new subscribers coming, and I hope you guys enjoy the daily Liverpool transfer updates. And I understand Lavia's hesitation, because if Liverpool really were convinced about Lavia as a player, we would have already got him. We would have paid 50 million to Southampton, because Liverpool have a lot of money now, as evidenced by the fact that we could bid 111 million pounds for Caicedo. But Liverpool were never sure about Lavia, and that's why I think Lavia is not sure about joining Liverpool. Liverpool were looking around for bigger targets. Tchouaméni is not available, even though he would be the dream signing for me. And as soon as we sensed that Caicedo is still available, and Caicedo signaled to Liverpool that he would like to join Liverpool as well, then Liverpool went to try and sign Caicedo. But if we miss out on Caicedo and Lavia, then the next players that are available, I think that they are a little bit of a lesser quality. We were never sure about Khéphren Thuram, we were never sure about Maricone. We abandoned those talks as well, and those players are now probably don't want to join Liverpool either, because they don't want to be second or third or fourth choice. And imagine if we could sign Cheick Doucouré from Crystal Palace. Before the season began, we had a chance of doing that, but now Crystal Palace would ask for 80, 90, maybe even 100 million pounds, because the season is already on the way. And this is FSG's and Liverpool's own doing. This is an absolute disaster of a transfer window, when it was so crucial. The rebuild for Liverpool, it was the biggest rebuild of Jurgen Klopp's managerial career, and certainly Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool career, and we messed it up royally and completely so far. Liverpool can still salvage this. Liverpool still has 2 weeks left of this transfer window, but Caicedo is going to Chelsea, which is absolutely devastating. I'm gutted about this, but the agent chose the big money and Caicedo chose the big money as well. He's going to earn as much as Van Dijk is earning at Liverpool. There is no way Liverpool can give a 21-year-old as high wages as Virgil van Dijk and higher than a lot of Liverpool players. Caicedo is getting twice the wages at Chelsea than what he is getting at Liverpool, and Chelsea should be investigated for breaching financial fair play rules, because it's absolutely ridiculous that they spent close to £900 million in 3 transfer windows. In 1.5 years, Chelsea spent more money than Jurgen Klopp in his entire Liverpool career, which is an absolute disgrace. It's a scandal, and everybody should be talking about this. I mean, the fact that they can sign Caicedo and Lavia and Olise, that's like £200 million of worth of players, just like that, giving them 7, 8, 9-year contracts on huge wages. This is absolutely ridiculous how Chelsea are cheating the system and playing the system. What is clear is Liverpool need a massive revamp of their recruitment department, because the people who are responsible for Liverpool's recruitment, they are just not good enough anymore. They are not as good as they were 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. And yes, I think Lavia is not worth £60 million, but that's where Liverpool are. We have to overpay for these kind of players because we waited too long to get a defensive midfielder in. And Sacha Tavolieri, a Belgian journalist, is saying that, of course, on the weekend when Lavia celebrated leaving Southampton, Chelsea were the only club at the negotiating table. So Lavia thought Chelsea are the only club interested in him, but it was always Liverpool what Lavia's first choice was. The big question is, will he change his mind? Will Chelsea's big contract and big wages and big agent fee change his mind? Because Sacha Tavolieri keeps reporting that the player's preference, Lavia's preference all along, was Liverpool. It was never changed. And now that Liverpool reached an agreement with Southampton, I think Lavia is just waiting what Chelsea do. But if Lavia was desperate still to join Liverpool, then a medical would have been booked already and Lavia would travel up to Liverpool. The fact that Liverpool were never 100% sure about Lavia, otherwise we would have signed him for 50 million, created doubts in Lavia's mind whether Liverpool is the club that he should join. And that's why I'm saying that Liverpool have royally messed up this transfer window. So we could still end up signing Lavia, but we are paying £60 million for a 19-year-old player who only has 1 year of Premier League experience. Yes, he's a great talent, but why didn't, if we were going to sign Lavia, why didn't we sign him 2 weeks ago? I just don't understand. And the Times newspaper is reporting that Lavia is believed to be favoring a move to Chelsea. He said, Tom Roddy at the Times newspaper, he's a Chelsea mouthpiece by the way, so take this report with a pinch of salt, that Chelsea still are interested in Romeo Lavia. Chelsea just need to match the bid of Liverpool of £60 million. The big factor is that Lavia is close to Chelsea's co-director of recruitment and talent, Joe Shields, because he was actually working at Southampton when Lavia went from Man City to Southampton. He was basically the guy who signed Lavia for Southampton 1 year ago, last summer. And a lot of Liverpool fans are absolutely furious with Liverpool and how we have handled the transfer window business, because we could have signed Lavia for £10 million less than what we are bidding for him, and that bid got accepted by Southampton, by the way, if I haven't said that already. So we could have signed for Lavia 3 weeks ago, and he could have had a full preseason, he could have been fully integrated into the team, and we would have had to pay only £50 million. And I think 3 weeks ago we already knew that Fabinho and Henderson are getting sold. We are desperate at this point, and also Chelsea are at the negotiating table. Chelsea are driving up prices like crazy in this transfer window. It's getting out of hand. And yeah, I think I agree with Liverpool fans that it's pretty embarrassing from Liverpool that we haggled over Lavia's asking price of 50 million for 3 weeks, and now we are overpaying by 10 million. Southampton would have been happy with 50 million pounds. They would have happily sold us Lavia for 50 million pounds even a week ago. The fact that Liverpool didn't want to pay his asking price is absolutely scandalous now looking back, and this Caicedo saga has royally messed up Liverpool. But the fact is that Liverpool don't have still a defensive midfielder, and the urgency of the situation, and it showed that Chelsea outplayed Liverpool for large periods yesterday. The urgency of the need for a defensive midfielder this late in the transfer window is such that now Liverpool have left themselves little choice but to get these kind of deals done. The other deal that I would go for is Ibrahim Sangare, PSV Eindhoven defensive midfielder, 25 years old. Yes, he's not as good as Caicedo or Tchouaméni, of course. He might be even a mid-table Premier League level, but for just £32 million and for pretty low wages, I think he's a player that could do a good job at Liverpool for 1, 2, 3 years. And he's still 25 years old, as I said. He's entering the prime years of his career. He's big, strong, muscular, maybe not as good at passing and defensive duels ratios, winning ratios as other players. But still, he has a release clause of £32 million. And I kept saying that Sangare could be a good option for Liverpool because of his price. And I mean, Liverpool don't need to join any more bidding wars because we absolutely epically fail at those. And Sangare has a release clause, and then it's pretty straightforward for Liverpool. The fact is, Lavia is very agile, very press resistant, and he might be able to fix some of Liverpool's build-up issues on his own. He's one of those guys who you can pass the ball to under any circumstance, and he will find a way to buy time and release pressure or get a foul or dribble out of tight situations. Lavia and McAllister in the double pivot would be absolutely dreamland for Liverpool, and then we could have Szoboszlai and another player playing ahead of them. And Lavia has some advantages over Caicedo. He's 2 years younger than Caicedo. He's a lot cheaper, costs like half the price. He will be on lower wages than Caicedo. He wants to be at Liverpool. At least he wanted to be at Liverpool until we started faffing around in the last week with Caicedo. And he will be molded by Jurgen Klopp to become a world-class player. So I think even if we overpay, we should offer Lavia wages, tempt him to join Liverpool instead of going to Chelsea. We absolutely have to get this deal done. And James Pearce, a Liverpool-based journalist, is saying that Liverpool need to quickly decide on an alternative with the clock ticking. The lack of both control and protection in front of the back four was glaring against Chelsea, and apparently Liverpool are trying everything to sign Lavia, but the fact is he still hasn't travelled to Liverpool for a medical, and that should be worrying. If Chelsea get Lavia as well as Caicedo, it will be the biggest embarrassment and the biggest humiliation for many years in Liverpool's transfer windows. I don't remember a transfer window as bad as this one, honestly. And because Liverpool desperately need a defensive midfielder, now the whole world knows that we have £110 million to spend. So every player will be overpriced, no matter who Liverpool sign, except Sangare, because he has a release clause. So PSV can't charge more than the 32 million. That's why I think Lavia and Sangare would cost a combined £90 million, and they would fix Liverpool's midfield. I think that would be a brilliant double transfer. Rick Elfrink is reporting that Sangare is in the picture for Liverpool. In the next few days we will find out how much Liverpool wants Sangare, because for PSV Eindhoven they can't really do anything. Sangare has a 37 million euro release clause, which is 32 million pounds. So whoever pays that will get the player. And PSV Eindhoven already signed a replacement for Sangare. And also Inácio, the left-sided centre-back from Sporting Club de Portugal, would be a really good transfer as well. He would cost around £40 million in my opinion. Lavia, I think alone isn't really enough, because yes, we have Bajcetic, yes, we have Thiago. Thiago is not a defensive midfielder. Bajcetic is still only 18 years old. And if Lavia gets injured, then what? Then you will just play Bajcetic, an 18-year-old, for a month or 2 months if Lavia gets a long injury. We need another body in the midfield, and that's why I would sign Sangare for 32 million. We clearly have the money, and we need to beef up the squad in midfield. Another option is signing Andre from Fluminense in the January transfer window for around 20-25 million. That would be a really good transfer as well. So it will be fascinating what Liverpool decides to do in the remainder of the transfer window, but we have to act quickly and we have to get the right kind of players in. Let me know what do you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. See you later, guys. Goodbye.